Greetings, everyone. My name is Buck Business. Konnichiwa. I'm Kawaii Critic, and today we're here to review My Little Ponies Season 7, Episode 23, Secrets and Pies. So, we begin this pretty dull episode following Pinky-san setting up for some measurements while getting help from Twilight-san. She's supposedly celebrating the 73rd training session of Rainbow-san, so she's making a pie. Meanwhile, we cut over to Rainbow-san being called just Crash and her being able to handle that now, so at least there's that. So Pinky uses her balloons to get up to her, and Rainbow gives some sort of excuse to look over in another direction and throws the pie away. Pinky, of course, does not see this, but instead sees the pie in the trash when she's gone. She needs to then talk to the trash pony to figure out what happened to that pie. And afterwards, she goes back to the party cave and starts to wonder whether or not she threw away previous pies, or maybe that she was brainwashed somehow. And then we see Pinky-san having flashbacks about her Rainbow-san smacking all these other pies and then making other excuses like giving it to other ponies and so on and so forth. And it just gets worse. So now Pinkie Pie, takes her hat and starts questioning the Wonderbolts, Spitfire in particular, asking her questions, and Spitfire doesn't even know how to respond to this stuff that's going on. Pinky talks to this vet about Tank and how the pies ended up in Tank's belly, so on and so forth. And then the vet mentions Cheerilee, who Pinkie Pie then talks to, and how Rainbow sent the kids the Phillies and Colts pies as well, near one of her many of celebrations from Pinkie Pie. And this leads for Pinky-san to discover the truth. So, while that's happening, Applejack-san comes in and ends up in the little hole, the celebration party planning cave, and she's not even sure if she remembers if Rainbow-san had any of her pies that Pinky-san gave her. Then we get probably one of the most bizarre envisionments we've ever seen in this show, where Pinky imagines Rainbow Dash as this terrible-looking, villain-esque like original character model with very sharp edges and very sharp teeth and just really sharp edges all around. So Pinky believes that actually is the real case, even though Applejack-san pointed out how ridiculous that is, and then Pinky goes on her way anyway. So, Pinky-san wakes up Rainbow-san and says it's a surprise friend day. Rainbow-san manages to make Pinky-san sneeze and throws one of her pies into the hole. So now, Pinky-san is getting more and more frustrated. But Rainbow-san just keeps picking up the act, holding on to it, making up these excuses. So Pinky-san calls out for help at one point and has been placed herself on the stack of pies, only to see that Rainbow can fly and just save her that way. So Pinky is clearly not even thinking straight, or just trying to get Rainbow to eat pie in any way possible. So Rainbow flies off, and then Pinky goes even crazier. So now she watches as Rainbow gets all these fillies and colts, or just fillies, to partake in another pie instead of having to see Rainbow eat it. So now Pinkie Pie, completely out of desperation, making pies for everyone, making sure to try to keep her best eye on Rainbow while she's clearly suffering from not blinking for several minutes. But Pinkie-san is not doing so hot, so Rainbow-san takes this opportunity to essentially find excuses whether or not she wants to take a big bite or a slow, small bite, and it goes all slow-mo, and Pinkie-san manages to blink, which gives Rainbow-san super speed time, witch time, whatever time, enough time to send the balloon pie upward. So she once again fakes it, and Pinkie just outright yells that she knows that Rainbow hates pies or does not like pies. So the pie is sent back down, splashing onto Pinkie-san. But Rainbow still tries to hold out until Pinkie-san yells at her. So Rainbow-san talks with Twily-san and Applejack-san, and Rainbow-san admits that she does not like pie. And this, of course, could have all been avoided if they just used the method of just talk. Or, be honest. And we've had morals about being honest before on this show. And the pacing and the writing and everything about this episode is just incredibly weak. It's just painstakingly obvious that the issue at hand isn't even worth lying about. I mean, is the show really trying to justify lying to make somebody feel happy? Because it only made Pinkie Pie feel worse. So, in an obvious attempt to continue just to this episode, Rainbow makes a, quote, pie, unquote, and she brings it over to Pinkie Pie. She says she will eat it, this dumpster-like pie, but Pinkie Pie stops her. Pinkie Pie says that she understands because we see flashbacks of Pinkie Pie being happy that Rainbow was eating the pies, even though that was the whole lie to begin with, which made Pinkie happy in that moment because she assumed that Rainbow ate the pie. And again, Rainbow could have just talked it out, said, I don't like pie, but hey, I know someone who does. Soren, for an example. So, anyways, we get this whole moral, half-baked moral about trying to make someone else happy to make you happy, and so on and so forth. And Pinkie-san and Rainbow-san hug it out, and then Applejack-san makes the whole joke about, oh, I could have told her to be honest a whole while ago. And this episode just slogs. The comedy just isn't there. We've seen this moral done before with Applejack, and probably even done a little bit better with how out of control the lies got. But this was just weak, not really that funny. And overall, for this late in the season, just is kind of surprising that they would have an episode this week as we're coming up on the season finale. But that is our review of this episode. Stick top, Teng Tang Tori! And if you enjoyed it, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, farewell, everyone.